They call it intuition. They call it love. They call it coherence. But what if what you have been feeling in your heart isn't just emotion? What if it is electricity and magnetism working together? Dr. Joe Dispenza says coherence happens when the heart and brain move into rhythm, when your thoughts and emotions stop arguing and start dancing to the same song. In that moment, the body stops surviving and starts creating. Most people think the brain leads the body, but science now shows it is the heart that sets the rhythm. Each heartbeat sends a signal to the brain through the vagus nerve. When you are angry, anxious, or stressed, that signal becomes erratic. Your heart rhythm turns jagged and chaotic. The brain receives the noise, mirrors it, and your thoughts become just as incoherent. You lose clarity, you lose focus, you live in reaction. But when you feel gratitude, compassion, or love, your heart rhythm shifts into order. It begins to beat in a smooth, wave-like pattern. The brain senses that order and synchronizes to it. The two frequencies align. Electrical field of the brain and the magnetic field of the heart merge into a single coherent broadcast. That is heart-brain coherence. Two centers of intelligence working as one instrument. Joe often says the brain is the electrical field and the heart is the magnetic field. Together they create an electromagnetic signature that influences every atom in your life. When you live in survival, those fields are out of tune. Thought is scattered, emotion is unstable, and the signal you send into the quantum field is chaotic. But when you bring the heart and brain into coherence, you broadcast a pure frequency, a signal of order, gratitude, and possibility. The field, which is intelligent, responds in kind. The Heart Math Institute has measured this coherence. They found that when people sustain elevated emotions, their heart rhythms become ordered. Their brain waves synchronize, and their entire physiology moves into harmony. Cortisol drops. DHEA, the body's natural rejuvenation hormone, rises. The immune system strengthens. And most beautifully, the electromagnetic field around the body expands and becomes more structured. This is not imagination. It is measurable frequency. Joe teaches that when you enter heart coherence, you stop sending mixed signals into the field. You no longer think one thing and feel another. You stop broadcasting lack while praying for abundance. Instead, thought and emotion, electric and magnetic, align. The signal becomes clean. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are radiating. Coherence is that radiance made visible. To understand how powerful this is, think of what happens in incoherence. You wake up, think of a problem, feel frustration, and the heart begins sending a jagged rhythm upward. The brain mirrors it and floods the body with stress chemistry. The immune system weakens, the creative center shuts down, and your electromagnetic field collapses into survival mode. In that state, you cannot create, you can only react. But the moment you bring awareness to the heart, slow your breathing, and feel gratitude, the entire pattern changes. The heart's rhythm evens out. The brain's electrical activity synchronizes. The chemistry of fear fades, replaced by the chemistry of healing. You have literally changed the frequency of your biology. Joe calls this the inner technology of transformation. Guides students to breathe through the heart, slowly, rhythmically, as if the air itself is moving in and out of the chest. Then he asks them to feel an elevated emotion, gratitude, appreciation, love, and hold it until the body believes it is real. When that happens, the brain begins receiving signals of order. It exits survival. The two energy centers begin to resonate. Thought becomes electric. Emotion becomes magnetic. Together they create coherence, and that coherence alters the field around you. At his events, they have measured this in real time. Thousands of people meditating together, heart-brain coherence rising across the group. The electromagnetic field of the room literally shifts. Random number generators, machines built to produce chaos, start showing patterns of order. When enough hearts move in rhythm, the external environment organizes itself to match. That is not metaphor, that is physics. The field responds to coherence because coherence is the language of the field. Tesla understood this on another level. Said if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Coherence is how humans do that. It is the frequency of order, is when the human signal matches the universal one. When you feel love, Your electromagnetic field literally vibrates at a higher frequency. It carries more energy and more information. You become, as Joe says, more energy and less matter, and energy bends matter. People who live in coherence are easier to be around. You can feel it. Walk into a room where someone's heart is open and your nervous system relaxes. You do not even need to talk. Their field speaks to yours. Studies show that one person in sustained coherence can bring others into rhythm without saying a word. It is resonance, energy synchronizing in space. You have experienced it in music when two strings vibrate at the same note. The same happens between hearts. But coherence is not just about feeling good. It is about creating differently. When your heart and brain are coherent, you access the quantum field from a place of order. You are no longer broadcasting survival energy into an infinite sea of potential. You are broadcasting creation. Your intentions carry farther. Synchronicities multiply. You begin attracting people and opportunities that match your frequency because coherence stabilizes your signal in the field. The field is always matching patterns. Chaos attracts chaos. Order attracts order. Joe teaches that when we sustain coherence, we stop creating by force and start creating by resonance. You no longer try to control outcomes, you become the outcome. Your body stops living in the emotions of the past and begins broadcasting the feelings of the future. When that happens, reality has no choice but to reorganize around the new signal. So what does coherence feel like? It feels like peace that hums instead of silence. It feels like your heart is breathing for you. It feels like love without a subject, just a steady vibration of being. It is the point where thought softens and emotion listens, where creation begins, not through effort, but through rhythm. Coherence is the union of mind and heart. It is the moment your inner world begins to sound like music.